We were already talking. Should I just keep going with what I was saying?
It is hard because we get on, we start talking. At some point, we go, we have to record and begin this
Yeah.
conversation for
Uh-huh.
real.
Right.
However,
At some point, we hear ourselves talking. We're like, "This is too good.
this
Turn
is
on the
too
microphones."
good.
I, we're not recording this. This
What are we-
brilliance.
Yeah, come on, dude. We're in the middle of an interesting rant about what my morning is like and how I get out of bed and have to quickly walk the dogs, take care of my wife's migraine, and then record a podcast. This is the kind of electric lifestyle that people want to know about.
People want to hear me repeating the stuff I just heard on another podcast. That's what we sell here at the Jolly Brew podcast. The Jolly Brew or just Jolly Brew? We haven't stylized anything. Jolly Brew.
Jolly Brew.
Jolly Brew.
Yeah, we've stayed confident. I think we struggle on is it one word or two, but that's always been.
I go two.
I think so. I think two has
go
one
two.
out, but there's plenty of things where it's one, and that's a huge mistake. Matthew, I'm going to prompt you. I'm going to prompt you because it was you were about to get heated,
Yeah.
and I'll do this question in the way that I think it deserves to be said, which is, hey Matthew, you big dumb big headed idiot, what'd you think of the roast?
Oh, I liked that strong comics, strong roast comics, good jokes. They actually really the effort was clearly put in to writing jokes. Every joke I heard, I was like, "That's a joke. That's a roast joke." So clearly, a lot of really brilliant minds went brilliant. Really good roast joke, right?
I mean,
It's a very hard skill. People don't realize how hard of a skill it is. How a joke has to be so exact, and
Yeah.
there's
and by the way, if anybody's thinking we're negative about the world of roast, let it be known, Matthew Broussard, a roast battle semifinalist, finalist, champ.
I think I was one of maybe two people who was on all three seasons of Roast Battle. I wrote for the Roast of Alec Baldwin. I wrote for Andrew Schultz on the Roast of Tom Brady. I write for a lot of like podcast private roasts for other people. I've been doing private roasts myself, so I'm very big in the. I'm experienced in this world. I don't love roasting myself. It's not. I don't think it's the highest form of comedy at all. I just happen to like writing those jokes and like writing with people who write those jokes. So it comes a little more easily for me to write really short, really mean jokes, but it's not my style personally. Yeah.
That's
and
how I
there are
felt.
people who are brilliant at it. Mike Lawrence is just made for it. Dave Cyrus is just made for it. Yeah. Tyler Morrison, my guy. Ryan Nezen, really great comics. Yeah.
Yeah, who know how to do it, and I watch. I'm not as good at it, but I'm not negative about it. I say some of the people involved. I go, not my favorite version.
Yeah.
Some people I go, this is the only thing they do versus a tool they also have, and they because of this say they have other tools that I go, I just don't like that other. I just think you're lying a bit. But we like roast. We like a roast.
I like roast. It does attract. It was cool for a little while. It does attract people who don't have the full skill set that it takes to be a stand-up comedian, which is a very broad tool set. You have to be able from the minute wording of a joke to the overall storytelling of your whole persona. It's a comprehensive skill set.
Yes.
But one thing I want to actually complain. First of all, I'm not offended by anything anyone said. It's just hard for me to get offended. I don't know. They're like, I'm not gonna. Yeah,
it's a roast,
silly. And they want you to be offended. It's very silly for people to like be mad about it. I'm like, that's the goal. Like that. It's like Marilyn Manson. I'm like, yeah, protesting him is what he was aiming for you to do, and only aids him. So if you have problems with these people and what they're saying. Giving them more airtime is certainly not what you should be doing, in my opinion. Here's what I think is lame. Here's what I don't like, and I can't tell if I'm getting older or things are changing. It's an arena. It's Netflix, and almost everyone on the dais is a fucking millionaire. It's not underground anymore. Roast was meant to be this countercultural thing, this grimy back room, people wearing suits and saying filthy stuff. When I loved the roast on Comedy Central, the comics were club acts, it was Geraldo and Patrice, and then like a young Jeselnik. People who were doing clubs weren't yet up to theaters, not near arenas. I feel like it was such levels of star power, and it was in an arena. When I was there for Brady, it was like 10,000 people. I think it might have been the same. That's it. I think it starts to lose itself. It's like punk and punk pop punk. It's like it was once Nirvana and now it's Sum 41.
Yeah. It's this. Yeah, it's lost its. It's just lost any sense of. It's so big. I mean, The Rock closed it. I mean,
The Rock.
The
You
Rock
have the same panel as Good Morning America.
Yes.
It's you can still enjoy it. Listen, for people who enjoy those kinds of jokes, which is a lot of people, absolutely, this is the Olympics of that. This is it done to the best of anyone's abilities, and that's really, really great to watch mastery of that skill set. But you can't celebrate it as this countercultural underground movement that it once was.
No,
it's mainstream. And it also goes hand in hand with the administration, which I also find a little lame that, like, who are you protesting? Trump agrees with you.
Yes. Although I would say for this one, to its credit,
yeah,
I think this was a spread out dais politically.
Sure. Yeah, I shouldn't get into the politics of it. Right.
Yeah, I was going to say this one, to their credit, was. I mean, that's what makes it so interesting. Actually, was you kind of have two different fights happening at once post roast, and does everything have to be a fight? But you have two different fights that have broken out. One is this joke was offensive thing. From you have a joke on the right that was offensive. You have a joke on the left that was offensive. Both sides yelling about their specific joke that they didn't like. And going, why are you upset by this joke that we do like? So it's truly the dumbest fight of all time.
It's super stupid, and it's it's perfect symmetry.
Yeah, it's
to highlight the hypocrisy. Yeah.
Yes, some people going, this joke way too far, and then other people going, this joke way too far, and both groups going, what are you talking about? That joke was fine. It was your joke. It's like, guys, pick a lane.
And what I think was lost in all of this is Big J not just did incredibly well. You want to talk about a club act? That's a guy who's still a club act. And this was a great moment for him to really prove himself against comics who are more successful. But, I mean, Big J's one of the best comics working. He's been for a long time. Material, crowd work, podcasts. He's so obscenely talented. And he did in this roast, the two clips I've seen of him, both were format-breaking, very alt. This is a big. He did alt shit that worked. He did a multimedia thing that was so inventive. He did a in memoriam joke that was maybe it tickled me because I know a little bit more about it, but it was so form defying. And then he did a joke where it was almost at midnight-y, where he set up this very original premise that no one else saw. What is 50 Cent having sex with Chelsea Handler? What does that smell like? And then he lists off like 7 jokes. First of all, listen, do you know how hard it is to do one setup and then 7 different punchlines? They have to all be funny and so different. If they sound at all alike, they all have to do something different. You have to find 7 very different jokes and then throws it to the audience to do like an online multimedia thing, which is brilliant, which is taking advantage of it's breaking rules you didn't know were there. It's alt. It's just so good. Props to Big J. He took this assignment and did more with it than I would have ever dared to.
Not since Andy Samberg at the Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen had a couple creative ones because it was a different type of comic that showed up. And I thought they did a really good job with that one. It was the last time a roast was, to me, really fascinating because half the people went a different direction and went with this. Bill Hader played a character. Andy Samberg did counter roast. And
so well, by the way. That's so hard to do.
So well. If anybody who's been to Roast Battle has seen somebody attempt to do that, once every 3 or 4 times, I go, somebody does I'm going to tell jokes, but they're actually not good, but they're going to be so funny, not good. And every time it bombs.
Thanks.
It's brutal. And he pulled it off. Big J, I watched his entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
And first off, he does it. He's right in the middle. So he's right, but he's like, were kind of losing a little momentum at the time. He's got to pick it back up, and everybody knows there's like the monsters coming behind him.
And the surprise guests.
Which are Cat being there, genuinely dope.
That was also a really good Cat was fantastic. But yes, Big J right in the middle.
Yes, and he.
Sorry, Big J, not the biggest star on the dais.
No, but he should be, and I don't even know Big J really, and I'm just a fan of his.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done stuff around each other. We were in an airport together the other day, and I was like, I almost went up. I was like, I just don't know him that well. But he goes up. First off, he does all of his jokes about everyone. They're just really good. He does his "what does it smell like" thing. But his ending with Keith Robinson, in general, he ended with a story. He goes, I'm going to tell a story. And you see, like, you almost feel Kevin Hart be like, oh no. It feels like Kevin Hart really vouched for Big J. It was like, he should be up here. And Kevin's like, oh no. And he starts it. He does the Keith Robinson thing. But there's a minute of him setting this story up where you're like, oh no, is this about to, and then he makes it work. And it's not just the Keith Robinson joke. He has more jokes after that about $10,000 and this whole thing. And they're calling each other, and just like, it was so different and good. It was so good.
Yes. One thing that Big J, I've seen him do this before, is a skill set. He has so many skills, and I don't think people note this one. When he sets up a misdirect, you don't see it coming. He is such a phenomenal actor that you think you're like, okay, he's never been sincere in his life once on stage or during a podcast, but this must be the moment where he's actually going to say something from the heart.
Yes,
and then he pulls the rug on you, and like, he got me again. You feel like a Wile E. Coyote of like, how did I get every time it gets me?
Yes, and you feel it's so good. And you feel Kevin like. Because Kevin had a mic the whole roast, which I thought was a really interesting, smart idea they did.
It did help. Yeah, because a lot of times you become a lip reader.
He would jump in and a couple times, but watching Kevin, during the story, he's lifting his mic. If you watch carefully, he's lifting his mic up because he's like, I'm going to help. I'm going to do something. And he never does. And he never does.
Which speaks to the mastery of both of them, because there is a moment where we've all hung out with non-comedians or even comedians where you're telling a story and they think they need to jump in because you're bombing. I'm like, no, the more tension there is, the more it's about to resolve.
Yes.
And a good comedian will just be like, oh, you can read it in their eyes. Oh, I got to step out of the way. The moment where I most want to jump in is the moment where I really have to fight those reflexes.
Yes.
And it's just, yeah. Sorry, this is a really comedy nerd episode for people listening.
Well, we can get it. I like when we do it, and that said, now we're out of there. But
no.
Shut up,
I've got more.
You got more.
This is what frustrates me. There's a comedy puritanism about roasts and stand-up where people are like, I like the greats. I like Bill Hicks and George Carlin. And whenever someone says Bill Hicks, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, you're like, your comedy is going to be dated. And what I think is very interesting is these same people still celebrate Dave Attell. Dave Attell closed out his Netflix special by revealing that everyone in the audience had a recorder under their seat, and he made them play with him. That is so fucking alt. That's a Eugene Merman type bit. Because any genius at the Forum is constantly trying to break it. Your reverence for the Forum, your following of these rules, it's preposterous and it's disrespectful to the legends you so revere. Because what they were doing was not following rules; it was breaking the norms of their time. And to update for inflation, you would need to do the same yourself. Break a rule that you don't realize we're all following. And please.
Well, now, I mean. We've gone from I want to move on to you're going to throw me a down the middle fastball like this about breaking the form. Breaking the form? I'll tell you about breaking the form. It's the only thing I want to do. It's my obsession. And spoiler alert, if you see me on the road, I close right now with a blackout joke. I love breaking the form. I think it's what we should all be doing. why aren't we pushing this art form forward? You know what George Carlin, Bill Hicks, and these people did have in common? It wasn't their structure. It was that they broke the form. They were always doing things that pushed it forward. They never wanted to tell the jokes everyone else at the time was telling. They wanted to tell jokes that were different. And George Carlin, yes, at the end he evolved into something that people, that's what they think of George Carlin of. But let's not forget Hippy Dippy Weatherman and all these other things he did where he very much was something different. He was a character guy out of the gates. And then he switched and he used to do characters on stage and then he switched to much more. And then he went to this and he evolved. He was so good at evolving the art form. He evolved. The second the art form evolved to where he was, he'd say, and now I've done that. And he'd move forward. And
constantly running away from any impression someone could do of him. One note on George Carlin. Some comic was, we were criticizing him for wearing a black shirt on stage. He was like, what? It's like what comics do. And it's like, George Carlin did that because up to that point, comics wore suits. So to wear a black T-shirt was a middle finger to these arbitrary norms that everyone was following without realizing.
Yes. And
which is why Mulaney wears a suit to bring it back.
Which is interesting again. Yeah, immediately I
there's some oscillation there, and that's the nature of things.
And that is the nature of things. I just think right now, and then you look right now and you're like, it's not even that I feel like there's some people still evolving the art form, but I do feel like a lot of people are regressing the art form. And at this moment, we're just regressing. There's things working right now that I go, why? What? How are you guys? It's just we've seen it. It's not that I don't like it. It's not that it isn't good. It's just we know this. I could do this. I don't even have to hear the hour to know the hour.
Yeah.
Versus people who are different and doing something unique, and it is starting to break through more and more. I am hopeful. Chris Fleming. I think we're both about to say Chris Fleming on 3.
I was actually going to add 2 more. I was going to say Rory Scovel's had a big pop. That was maybe 2 years ago. That's very alt. That's very form defying. Chris Fleming, just mastery of the form. I mean, please watch that special. If you're a fan at all of stand-up, watch Chris Fleming's HBO special. It is alt comedy. It is the oddity and creativity of alt comedy with the precision of a 30-year road comic. The polish on every detail of it was maddening. Aaron Chen's new Netflix special. That is an alt comic. That is something you've never seen before. It's very strange and it's undeniably hilarious. And then Maria Bamford's having kind of a moment as well. She kind of seems to be. People keep listing her. I think Steve Colbert started it when he listed her as her favorite comic. And now I think everyone feels like they need to include her in their top 5, and because she is that good. And talk about genre defying. She did a special in front of 2 people.
I mean,
don't try that at home, kids.
Oh my God! In front of her parents, not just 2 people, her parents.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And the crazy thing about that special is it's so good that you watch it and you're like, in front of a crowd, this would murder, but it's so good in front of them, it actually works. I mean, she is spectacular. I mean, she is just so talented.
Did you see the special after it where she performs like alone, and then she's performing in front of 4 people, and then it switches to 10, and then to 20, and it ends in like a huge theater? You didn't see that? Danny, that is your cup of tea right there.
That's my type of thing. I mean, my next one is what it is. But like, man, but this thing is like, it's Maria Bamford. Like, she's so creative. She's so creative. There's just so many creative comedians right now. And it's not the ones we're all talking about. And that's what bums me out, is it's not the ones we're talking about. We don't talk about those people. We talk about people who are just very down the middle, and nothing wrong with that. But doing it well is doing it well, and there's an appreciation and a use for that. Absolutely. And I have said it many times, particularly at this stage in stand-up. If you are going on the road and making people laugh for an hour, I have no issue with it. Good on you.
Really hard to do. Very few people can actually do that.
I'll shut up. I swear to God. I don't care if I don't like you, whatever. You doing an hour, people leave. That was really fun. I want to go see more stand-up. Shut me up forever.
Okay.
That's my rule. Shut me up forever. If I don't like it, whatever. You made them laugh. Carrot Top, everybody leaves happy. Carrot Top's cool with me. But
I need to see. I've heard it's a really good hour.
I heard it's great. Everybody I talk to is like, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I wish he would. I wish he'd come out of hiding. And
I had dinner with him.
You had dinner with Carrot Top?
Yeah, Jeff Ross took us all out to dinner. I was doing the Celerio. Jeff Ross brought us out, and then Carrot Top. Do I call him Mr. Top? I don't know. He was really nice. He was really nice.
You did the Comedy Cellar Rio with Jeff Ross?
No, he showed up and was like working on stuff at the. Oh, it was Bumping Mics. He and Attell were running Bumping Mics before filming, and they were closing out the show at the Rio.
So cool.
Yeah, very cool. I had dinner with Jeff and Dave, I think twice that week. And Jeff, someone recognized Attell from the next table. He went over and like introduced himself and paid for their meal.
Cool.
Listen, we're trying to keep it positive here at the Jolly Brew podcast. I'm really trying to focus on. I mean, like
I would say
negative focus on. There's just a lot.
We like to keep it positive. We keep it positive.
It's crazy. Dave Attell has never had any controversy.
He's the best.
He's the best.
He's the best.
He's the best. And I'm saying it right here. An alt comic. Fight me. Dave Attell is alt.
He plays the flute.
He plays recorder.
So sorry.
Flute would be not nearly as funny. That takes far more skill. Oh man.
He plays the recorder.
That's end of insider comedy rant. But yeah. That's
Positive. I hope everybody enjoyed that, and I hope you left feeling good about things. We obviously, many times, could have shit on people. We didn't. We focused on the positive.
Yeah.
We don't need to. There's too much shitting on each other. Too many fights breaking out. Too many fights in the comedy world right now. Mm-hmm. And I say, everybody, cool it.
It's just... Have you heard that? If you want to draw a crowd, start a fight.
No, but brilliant, great phrase.
Perfect. Yeah.
There's comics touring on. There's comics touring on. If you come to my show, there'll probably be a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Do you want to see a fight during a comedy show?
But it feels like taking caffeine pills when what you really need is a nap.
Yes. Ooh, I'll tell you a story though. Speaking of an interesting comedy moment. Saturday night I do a show in San Diego. Great room. Red Room, San Diego. It's like part of a steakhouse. It's like a side room of a steakhouse, but it's a fully separate room. Good looking stage. Nice people set up for the room. Like everyone's on board. And there's a lady in the back. They're kind of chatty, these two, but they're like quiet chatty, which is the worst kind.
Yes, actually worse than overtly loud speaking.
Yep.
I had actual loudspeakers last night, and I was able to just be like, "Hey guys, we can hear you. Could you not do that?" And they were quiet.
These two I probably let go too long. Looking back on it, I let it go because I couldn't fully hear them, and I kept doing the thing where I would be talking and I'd look at them, and they would go. But I did it like 5 times, and I should have second time gone enough.
Mm-hmm.
But then one of the ladies goes, I finally go like, ladies, finally we hit our point. I go, ladies, enough.
Good.
And one of the women goes, can I tell a joke? And I go, and this is why I won't go viral. Absolutely not. Yep. You will not do a thing. Sit down. And she did. Yep. She just sat back down. But I was like, under no circumstances is that happening. But the viral thing to do would have been come up here, humiliate yourself, crowd boos her. It would have been
her job.
She gets fired from her job. It probably would have been racist.
Probably.
You can almost bank on it.
Yep. Yeah.
And she would have gone down. But just can I tell a joke? And like,
so funny.
And it's crazy how in my head I was bouncing because I was filming the show going, I could let this happen. I could let this happen right now. and it'll be a moment. It'll be a bad moment. It's not going to be good. With 1,000,000% certainty, a disaster. But I just
But a
said,
bankable one. But a bankable one.
yep, but I would have posted it online and it would have been crazy. And woman interrupts comedy show to tell terrible joke. And I could have done it and I didn't. But I don't know. Do you ever have that debate where something's happening in the room and you go, well, it'll
I'm not
be
filming that often.
Yeah, I'm trying to film more.
And I don't want people to expect that at my shows. And I'm doing well enough that I don't need to make that deal with the devil. And
Same.
I never had a high bar for success. Like I don't need to. I don't know. It's like that could propel me, but I don't need much more than what I have right now, and to sell out everything I stand for, to cash in for what would potentially be a worse audience feels like not the right move.
I mean, listen, you're talking to a guy who I didn't let her do it. I did not let her do it. But there was a moment where I went,
now I want to know what the joke was.
oh my God, I'm sure it was going to be the most racist thing on earth. I had a bank on racist.
Yes, or homophobic or anti-Semitic.
One of the three. One of the three.
One of the big three.
One of the big three of the street joke world.
Yes, or transphobic. Now that's really hot.
I don't think she was too old.
Okay.
I don't think she had it yet. I don't think she had transphobic yet in her repertoire. She was going to go old school.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Transphobic is the new hack. You got to remember that.
It's the new hack. It's if it doesn't personally pertain to you, it's not worth talking about. That gets into a negative space on all fronts. But I got a little rant.
Talk to me.
Okay. I've now twice seen Gavin Newsom mention making a 960 on his SAT. Here's why that makes me really, really sad. First of all, some caveats. SAT score is not a determinant of your intelligence. There are a lot of factors. First of all, he took it a long time ago, so that score doesn't reflect the way we think it does. He had learning disabilities. He didn't have money for tutors, all those things. So it's not to say that I think this means he is anything about his intellect based on that, and I think he would agree. What I don't like is that Gavin Newsom is running the most calculated campaign of modern history. It is a fantastic campaign, and if you think it's all just his vibes and his chill, you're wrong. It's mathematically optimized to this level of don't care, does care, trolling, making jokes. It's a perfect campaign to anyone watching, and I'm afraid it's going to work very, very well. He said it twice now. That means that this was an absolutely calculated decision to say his SAT score. Meaning he thinks that this is actually going to help him. It's not like, I'm afraid to admit this, guys, but I actually didn't do that well on the SAT. No, he knows that that's going to get more votes. Trump threatened to sue people who released his SAT score. So just 4 or 8 years ago, it used to be a bad thing to do poorly on standardized tests. Now we are looking at a culture where we are fairly certain that a high score would alienate you from most people. Not that a high score makes you any better, but for me personally, why wouldn't we want a person who's the best at the most things? Pete Buttigieg speaks, 4 or 5 languages, and people find that threatening. Angela Merkel has a PhD in quantum chemistry and was the chancellor of Germany. I don't like where our culture is heading in terms of anti-intellectualism.
Yes. We have politicians dumbing themselves down. We are going, because your SAT score is the worst reflection as someone who got a very high SAT score.
Same, yeah.
Because I got lucky.
I got tutors and extended time. So, of course I did well.
I had no extended time. I did take a tutor thing beforehand. And I had a very consistent score, almost every practice test. And when I took it the first time, I scored, I want to say 300, 400 points higher than I'd ever tested.
Wow.
Just had a great day.
Wow. Adderall kicking.
Just had a good day. It just happened. And I went, and that's the only time I'll take it. I mean, it came in and I was like, well, we're done here.
Yep.
Because we ain't getting better than this. I got very lucky. The idea of someone sitting in a room, because it's a team. I mean, you're right. It is one of the most team-based campaigns of all time. There are
Gavin Newsom's, yeah.
hundreds of people in the Gavin Newsom campaign. Hundreds of people working on that campaign. And the fact that hundreds of people sat in a room and went, his SAT score is low. That's good.
I'll do you one better. I think they calculated the number that seemed most endearing. And like, what about a 950? They go, no. We don't want people to think he's stupid. Okay, 970. Whoa. We're not trying to intimidate people here. They found some. They used calculus to determine some optimum value.
Calculus that his score
he's
says.
an idiot like me.
Yeah, calculus that his score says he wouldn't understand. That they used.
His math he wouldn't understand. They
Yeah.
calculate which score is most endearing.
And they went with 960. That's so. That's an interesting thing. It's interesting he said it multiple times too, because that also means he said it a couple times and it's working.
Yep.
They like it.
Yep.
When a politician starts repeating shit, that means they're in a room and they're going, "This is good."
Yes. And in honor of Gavin Newsom, I've done my hair like him today.
I was gonna say you have
Greased back.
You have Gavin Newsom's really run with your look like joke and has just become the actual politician version of it.
Yes. Well, he slicks his hair back so much. Like mine has a little poof here. He doesn't even let it poof. Let it poof, man. Otherwise, you look. It's the second time referencing this in as many episodes. You look like Draco Malfoy. It's the same thing. Don. Isn't it? We've probably mentioned this on the podcast, but it's crazy that Don Jr. and Gavin Newsom have the same haircut. It really does reflect on horseshoe theorem.
Same haircut, same wife.
Yes.
Okay, so we know what she likes.
Yep.
She's like, I don't care about what you believe in. I don't care about your personality, but I want a haircut that says this guy wants it down.
Yep. I want a hairstyle that will cost us plumbing bills for all the hair gel they will have to scrape out of our shower drain.
I want a man whose hair is so slick down and hard, it almost feels like a Ken doll where you could potentially just pull it off and just put a new hair just directly on top. That's how hard it is.
Yep. I want it to look like he paused time while he was skydiving without a helmet. That's the hair I'm looking for. That's whatever Guilfoyle. That's what does it for me.
Yeah, I want hair that when I run my hands through it, it sounds like a car in a parking garage.
I want at the end of the day, you have to take a hammer and go tink, and it just and just falls down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
960.
That's what she likes. That's what she likes.
That's what she likes. That's what she's into. Bitches love slick back hair.
Bitches always are loving slick back hair. What is with what?
You got any rants?
Yeah, I got something. I got something that's driving me nuts.
Brought it to you yet?
No.
Watch it, and we'll have a recap.
I know I gotta do it.
A culturally significant film. I'm saying here right now.
Listen, I haven't seen it yet, which is bad because I saw Aline, the writer, at the Crazy X show, which was cool. It was cool she was there because it's like just to see someone who's like, and you're the queen right now, and she's still just so nice, same person, and you're like, it's the one. It's crazy how much it's a success in the Hollywood world, and she's just like, oh, I'll come to yours. It was very cool. Aline's the best.
Success because it was well written.
Yes. No, she did. I mean, she's a great writer. She's unbelievable. Just an incredibly creative person. Which brings us to, can someone explain to me what Elon Musk is doing with this Odyssey fight?
Ooh, catch me up.
You know how Elon Musk just decides he's going to have an issue with something, and you're like, oh, that's a weird, and then he's like, no, I'm going to double down until the cows come home. Like, Elon Musk does this thing where he's like, and now I'm fighting this battle, and this will just be a battle. and no one asked for this fight. Nobody wants this fight. I don't know what pissed him off about Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. But somewhere, Elon Musk went, Lupita Nyong'o won't have it. Won't allow it. Can't have it. And he has for weeks now. He'll at least a tweet a day. And I don't go on Twitter that often because it's unbelievably terrible, truly spectacularly bad. And it's so funny because people are like, this is someone was like, I saw someone be like, this is the only place where real information is. And I was like, literally every tweet now underneath it, it just says, at Grok, is this real? It couldn't be more unclear what's happening on that site. It is a cesspool of misinformation. He has started this obsession with Lupita Nyong'o being in The Odyssey and how it is somehow destroying this great piece of work. And I have to tell you, it is the lamest fight I've ever heard in my life. It is the most snowflake of snowflake fights. Talk about a man who has just made up a straw man and gone, this is my line, and I'm just going to sit here and go, no way. He has decided, for inexplicable reasons, that Lupita Nyong'o being in this movie somehow destroys this great piece of art. It is the lamest, dumbest fight. It's all about his DEI thing, but it has nothing to do with that. Clearly, she's a massive star. It has to do with that. If you're going to get mad because it's the same actors and everything. But let's not sit here and pretend this has to do. It is the dumbest, stupidest thing. And it's been driving me up a wall. And every day he does it again. Every day I go, he's got to at some point realize nobody's on board with this. Nobody even cares. Nobody cares.
The sad part is, do they have to be? We're talking about it.
Sure. And in that sense, he gets me. In that sense, Elon Musk will always make me angrier than anyone else on earth because I think he's smart. So when he says dumb things, I get more angry because I go, you're one of the smart ones.
No, his brain's rotted. Too much ketamine, too much fame, too much money, too much power. No.
I don't know.
Andrew Schultz said something years ago that I always think back to in moments like this. It was right after the Tesla truck was revealed, and they threw a cinder block at the window, and oops, the window broke. And Schultz was on a podcast, and he goes, "Oh yeah, they knew it was going to break." And the host says, "What? Why would they have it screw up on purpose?" He goes, "We're talking about it right now. If it worked the way it was supposed to, we wouldn't be discussing it. But they found a way to get publicity by doing things they knew were incorrect, by saying shit they knew didn't make sense."
Totally. Yes. And yes, you're right. It's, again, a fight at your comedy show is much more interesting than people leaving going, that was a great hour. I loved that. You know,
and
because nobody talks.
Doesn't distinguish between hate and love. It's all valuable. It's all propelling.
And I would argue hate is, the algorithm loves hate. Yeah, because we talk and we're yelling and we're arguing with each other. The best thing that can happen to you is have a joke that earnestly you said but causes a fight. It's the best thing that can happen. It's the dream. The dream is I write a great joke. My career could turn around tomorrow if one of my jokes gets posted and for some reason somebody goes, this is horrible. And then someone else goes, no, it's not. And it bleeds into a fight. Yeah. It's the dream.
Someone said that to me. I did a corporate event, and they were like, one of those guys, it's so unfair what they did to Louis. Like one of those guys that starts the conversation with that. And he was like,
sure.
So you afraid now with people all getting offended, something you saying being recorded at a show, being taken out of context and getting people mad online? I go, that would be the best thing that could happen to me.
Yes.
Please make that happen. Nimesh Patel, Shane Gillis. I'm sorry for what they went through. I'm sure it was very tough at the time. They're doing pretty well. And they had similar lightning rod events.
Yes.
Are you kidding? Make people Google my name and see more of me? It's so silly. And I don't mind that strategy. Just stop pretending like that isn't a useful thing. Can I read you? Jordan Rock posted something on Threads that I think sums everything up perfectly. Can I read it to you?
Please.
Comic says slightly risque joke for engagement. You critique the same joke for engagement. I comment on it all for engagement. Why would anyone ever shut up? Answer the question for my engagement, and I'll engage with you.
It's great.
And it's
great.
it's perfect. It's
Yes.
what's going on, and around we go. And I think most people are starting to wise up to this cycle and how it leads to nothing. It goes nowhere, and it's a lot of bots. And I think
I hope so. I love that. Look, it's you and I have, I think, for the most part, done a very good job. Mainly because we talk to each other about this goal of, hey, let's stay true. Let's not get sucked into these fights.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have these fights privately, but like, let's not just jump into a fight every day. Because every day we could wake up and just go, who we want to fight with. Be easy.
But I do think that outside of personal values, it also is a bad long-term strategy. It's what my agent said to me all these years of like, you could cash in on these get rich schemes. I said it wrong again. You can cash in on these get rich quick schemes that will always pop up in different forms, or you could put your head down and do good work and feel a more substantial reward over a longer period of time. And it will be frustrating and all the while, but when it comes to be, it will be a more permanent type of success and fandom.
From your agent's mouth to God's ears, because I go, well, I think we're all trying to walk that line of how can I put out good stuff still, but also I can't just you can't not fight what's happening.
Yeah.
You can't just go.
Maybe my agent has another client, and he's saying the opposite. Like, yeah, definitely starting OnlyFans. Absolutely.
Please.
No press is bad press.
Listen, I think it'd actually help us if we had a camera facing the crowd, so when they fight, we kind of catch the fight a little bit.
Yeah.
That might help us.
Yeah. Box a woman. Get in a boxing match with a woman. It's great. Do it.
If a guy's going to throw something at the stage, we just want to be able to catch that on camera, right? Like, we don't want
to put your face in front of it.
Yes.
If you see a projectile coming, try to like aim your face to where it's going.
If we can get a shot of blood, because think about that thumbnail. Mm-hmm. That thumbnail, people are going to click on. If you have just a little bit of blood down your face, immediately, I want to watch that clip. That's what we need from you. Hang on 1 second. My other client's calling 1 second. You have to stay true to who you are. Remember, you want to do your art. And every time you get on stage, go, this is the type of audience I want, and it's important. Hang on 1 second, really quickly. Yeah. If you can just name every comic by name on stage and say, come and get me, you pussies, that will help. That's just a good one.
Shout out John.
Bouncing back and forth all day long. That's his life.
Hey, Danny, where are you going to be on the road?
Lexington, Brea, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, San Francisco, L.A., more. That's enough.
Hell yeah. I just sold out 5 shows in D.C., and I have Dublin on Thursday. I have 3 tickets sold. So
that's my guy.
That's the industry, baby. Coming up, I got Phoenix, New Orleans, Mississippi, Vermont, all around Texas, Montana, Chicago suburbs, Pittsburgh, Carolinas, Portland, Atlanta, Detroit, Fort Lauderdale, Denver. Check out Broussard.live. Do not Google me and click MatthewBroussardTour.com is a fake website that I can't get taken down, and we already had people this weekend who bought fake tickets and showed up. So please go through my website. I got them in, but someone in Ukraine has a lot more money than my tickets cost because they overcharge as well. Why are you going to overcharge? Undercharge. To cyber
if
criminals.
It's a fake, yeah.
To cyber criminals listening, if I'm charging $35, charge $30. Huh? Are you fucking stupid? charging $140 for tickets to me, buddy. I'm around.
Also,
I ain't charging $140.
also, Google, fix your algorithm.
I've been messaging.
Why is their result coming up first, you goofs? Goodbye.
Goodbye.